Hey, what's going on this morning? Welcome back to the channel. Uh, 2 minutes into just getting on TikTok, the gift that keeps giving, I see posts about cheating becoming illegal in 2026. And apparently, Trump is going to sign this into order at the beginning of 2026. I know it's probably a spoof, probably, trolling, or probably just, rage baiting and stuff like that. But you got to think about, though, what if it actually was a thing where cheating becomes illegal and those who are caught or found cheating would actually do some jail time? Let that sink in. You know, I don't know if it's gonna be like if it's like boyfriend or girlfriend, or if it actually got to be you're married. So that's gonna probably stop a lot of marriages becoming divorce, or people they try to get it out their system during the dating phase. That's gonna make dating a lot harder though. Also, it's gonna be more, I guess, more of a pain to get married because people got to think, did you cheat this entire time? And, prenups are going to go up through the roof. Just think about that. Let's get into this video.
Holy fucking shit, they're gonna finally fucking do it. They're gonna make cheating in a marriage illegal. Let's go. No more of that fucking, I'll still be friends with my homeboy. That will be fucking accomplice, you bastard. You also go to jail. Yes. Yes.
If they actually made cheating on your spouse like illegal to the point where you gotta serve time, or you the one that gotta pay the alimony,
Boy,
marriage rates are going to tank because women are no longer going to be pushing for it. Women love to say that men are the ones that cheat all the time, but there's a reason why so many men are happy about this. And
mm-hmm.
obviously, like it's not a thing. Like it's not actually happening. This is just a
Okay.
rumor. But if men was
A
really
rumor
like
though,
the
still.
scumbags that you guys say we are,
Man, being a rumor, that means someone did actually think about it and they pondered on it, and then they probably put something like some type of outline just to see what it would look like for it to be a rumor at least.
why is it the men that are happy about this making posts? Because as it stands right now, if a man and woman are married, I actually just spoke to somebody yesterday. He was married to his wife for almost 20 years. She cheated on this man, and he had to give her $300,000.
Yeah.
And he's still
Damn.
paying alimony to this day.
For
And he's
what?
still fighting to see his kids.
What did he pay alimony for? She should have got a job. That's crazy. This whole no fault divorce bullshit. I know it happens in Florida a lot, but I know there's other states too that do it where you got to pay alimony to the woman until she gets married. But what they do to get around that is they get boyfriends and they'll never get married. So basically, you just fund her life for the rest of her life, and she has boyfriends and she gets railed and banged by whomever, and that is the case, and that's what she'll do for the rest of her life.
And they've been divorced like 5 years. I will always promote marriage for the simple fact that it does offer that security in the event somebody does somebody wrong, if you're a female, as well as you have those vows, right?
Yep,
But
exactly.
when it comes to like pen and paper, it's a L for men. Definitely, over here, it's a L. Shorty cheat on you and take all your crap. Men always get a prenup. I don't care if you broke right now, get you a prenup. And make sure it say if there's any sort of infidelity on her part that it's
Mm-hmm.
over with. No alimony, no child support, 50-50 custody with your kids. I
Boy.
hope they do make it illegal to cheat on your spouse. Male or female.
Finally, it's our time to shine. Finally, as someone who has never fucking cheated a day in their life, in 2026, they're making it illegal to cheat. Well. If you thought you were gonna dip your triple dipper chicken nugget into another motherfucking bitch, it ain't gonna happen anymore, mother sucker. Cause now you gonna get your shit pumped in prison if you keep it the fuck up.
Damn.
You ain't gonna cheat on me.
See, I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it could happen. I think this is just, just for clickbait, just being funny, because TikTok, apparently they do stuff like this every now and then. People's like, oh, I got my BMW taken because they say I make too much because I'm on food stamps and, shit like that. So it would be funny, though, if this was a thing. You got to think of all the marriages and stuff with Tank, women, child support, all of this shit. Think about it.
On me, you ain't gonna give me your last name. You ain't gonna be getting me all creamed up and happy in the bedroom. Have me thinking, my man, oh my God, just for Keisha with the oiled up titties down the street to get a piece of my Kit Kat? Hell nah. Hell yes. Donald Trump is enforcing this? Wow. Kitties, do we hear that? Christina's not here.
But if anything, though, if someone would have put that in order, make it a decision on it, it would be a conservative, because liberals they wouldn't care two shits about it. because it makes money for them. Conservatives with traditional values, they would, they'd be totally for this to keep the nuclear family a thing.
One thing about me is I can't stand cheating. You might as well just be polyamorous or dip and dabble in whatever bitch you want. But I cannot stand guys who cheat because I'll do whatever you want, bro. Why do you gotta be with multiple women? Be by yourself. I love monogamy. I want to take care of you. I want to do your laundry. I want to cook for you. I want to do everything for you. I'll do anything you ask. But why do you have to give the most essential part of you, my fun dip, my blue raspberry fun dip, to another bitch? I got Megan knees for a reason. I go to the gym for a reason. Do you see that?
She said Megan knees. That Megan, the Stallion knee challenge, dipping down low and whatever the fuck that was back in the day.
Do you see? I go to the gym for a reason. Don't fucking play with me. And one thing about me, my man is my man. I will knock a bitch upside her head for fucking with a man like mine. You think that man's gonna be picking me up over his shoulders and then doing it to you too? Hell nah. Thank you. Everybody cheers, ladies. Ladies, clink. You guys always ask me, am I for the girls? Hell yeah, I'm for the girls. Clink. Let's clink our glasses, ladies. Don't fucking play with me. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't stand cheating. And for all the women who cheat, you guys are evil too, because there's so many good men out there that you guys dog walk and cheat on, and I'm sick of you bitches. Because you know why? Because
Exactly.
women like me gotta meet a man who's broken, and then we gotta fix all the pieces that you.
And that goes both ways, though, from what she just said. There are broken women out there, too. So, take it for what it's worth.
Destroyed. I should get you by your motherfucking lips or your eyelashes. Don't fuck with me. Don't.
She's speaking from a place where it seems like she was just cheated on. That's why she's saying it like this. Because I remember she was praising some guy she was with, a couple months back. And then I think something she posted that she's getting a divorce, so they broke up, and now she has a completely different mentality. If you can tell.
Fuck with men. Don't fuck with people's hearts, y'all. I'm so glad. Amen. Merry Christmas. Hallelujah. Like I said, there's no point of getting married if you're going to be dipping and dabbling to other women. I think this generation has normalized cheating and normalized sleeping around a lot because you guys don't have no type of self-control.
On TikTok, and I see people talking about something. Go look at what Trump did. He making it illegal for people to cheat. And I said, what? I go look into it. They really are banning cheating on your spouse. One, why the fuck did it take so fucking long for that to become illegal? Huh? Why did that take so long to become illegal? And two, does it just have to be spouse? Like, do I just have to put a ring on it, or
That's what I was saying. Does it have to be a spouse, or does it have to be, if you were living together for a certain amount of time, or common law marriage, or if you're dating within a certain time frame, would that include that? So ain't no telling. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably a hoax. It's probably just somebody pretending or just making this up, because there's way too much you have to think about to make this actually a thing. Cheating. I could see if you're together, you've been together for like 5 years, and I believe they could go about it that way. If there's time, man, you guys got kids together, all of a sudden for some reason, the person said they don't love you, or they cheat after you got a certain amount of time in, and they can figure that out in the courts and by whatever law that would get, become an executive order to be put in place. I'd imagine they would figure it out that way. But if it's just together, and that's a lot they'd have to work out, because that would take some time to figure this out.
Can I put a contract on this? Does it just have to be spouse, like married spouse? Come on now, make it more universal. Make it more universal. And then I go to the comment of the video. They over here sad about it, talking about something. Oh, that's not fun no more. That's not cool. That's not cool. Why were y'all cheating in the first place? It was cheating cool to you before? Why? Just leave. Y'all act like it's so hard to leave a relationship. If you find somebody else attractive, go break up with whoever you're with and go get the person you want. It's that fucking simple. Stop cheating on somebody. You waste.
Yeah, that's pretty much that. It just breaks down to the person's moral character. If they're gonna cheat, they can be the best person where if they're gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat. If it's in their nature, that's what they're gonna do. What you do, what you say, that's what's gonna stop them. They're gonna do it to you. They're gonna break up with you, or you break up with them. They're gonna do it to the next person, so on and so on. And that's pretty much how life goes as far as the whole cheating, culture is. Let's get some of these comments to see what they got to say. Good, so all these men can stop sending me DMs. Stop. We have enough criminals. We cannot legislate moral behavior. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how would you go about making that a thing? I could see making it illegal if you do cheat. You have to pay, 6 months to a year, you know, I guess money to that person that got cheated on, things like that, or, I don't know, customer service, not customer service, but community service. Go pick up shit along the highways and clean up dumpsters or do whatever for a certain amount of time. Have it on there. It's like the Scarlet Letter, like like Big C, like highly reflectorized vest, so that you were cheating. Get shamed that way publicly. But I don't see actually going to jail for it. I don't see it happening. How him a cheater doing his makes zero sense to me. I never understood cheating. Just leave. Exactly. If you feel you need to do that, just leave. Spare the person. Just cheating on a person behind their back. That just like sticking a dagger in their heart and twisting it. In the state of North Carolina, you can sue your spouse or woman or the man who they cheated with. Adultery has been a misdemeanor in New York for over 100 years. Kathy Kochel recently changed it so no longer a crime. That's great. Of course, she's probably a Democrat or a liberal, because they don't believe in being harsh punishment to criminals. It's about adultery, and adultery doesn't apply to boyfriends or girlfriends. Let's see what that person says. They will now see the marriage isn't just a piece of paper. Of course, that's one thing. Treat it as an actual sanctity of marriage, like God said. Come together, be one person in a bond, not just a piece of paper saying we're married. Because that's what a lot of people think of marriages anyway. If money's involved, people will stay for benefit. I'm glad they about to pass it. Yeah, exactly. Stay together. Only get married these days just because you stay with it 5 to 10 years. Or say, oh, I got time, man. We got 2 kids together. I'm unhappy, so I want a divorce, and that's what they do just to get money. So that person who files for divorce, they don't have to do nothing for the next couple of years. They can live off the other person's dime, collect a check every month, for child support, shit like that. Finally he did something good. You could do a contract, but it would have to be notarized and signed by both parties or probably a witness. Then you could sue for breaking contract if you don't want to put a ring on it just yet. That's the thing, because people, like you said, like even when I was in the military, I hear a lot of people, before I even got married, I heard a lot of people, they say, oh, we're about to get married. Why? Because if you both military, you get married, you both get money. Whoever outranks the other person, that person gets full BAH, basic allowance for housing. And then the person who's low ranking, they get partial. So, living in Hawaii, for instance, when me and my wife got married, I got full at the time because I outranked her. So I got like 28 some change back in the day. Oh, it was 2,300 or something like that for full rate BAH. But then when our kid came along, she also got full BAH because we had a child while we was in Hawaii. So both two E5s at the time getting all this money. We lived off post. So yeah, it's beneficial if you do it the right way. Legally. Morally. But a lot of people, like I said, they just get married just to get the money. Especially when people get deployed. Oh, let's hurry get married. You go marry the local stripper. You probably toss her, a couple $100 every month just to shut her up. It happens. I wouldn't make that up. It actually happens. So all the military guys, if they post in this comment, they're gonna know. That's what they do for money these days. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes, it's actually true love. A lot of times it's just for the money. You're gonna be deployed for 12 months to, 18 months. Gonna make some money out of it and family separation pay. Another $300 something a month that you can get. So it's crazy how things are. But that's crazy. Like if they actually put this into effect, how would they do it? How effective would it be? Would it actually stop marriages or divorces? Oh, I guess both. Because I don't want to get married because I know how I am. I'm a cheater. I don't want to, have to pay money to go to jail. So would it stop marriages? Would it slow down divorces? That would be something. It was something to see. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next video. Peace.